Well, oh no, it seems as though the stream cut out. That's not good at all. Yeah.
Yeah, looks like the stream completely cut out. That is weird. It seems as though it might be a resolution issue. I am not 100% sure on that. Well, slight setback. Anyways, where we left off on the other stream, it was just a simple issue of fixing the teleporter. So I created a separate teleport room, which looks something like this. So basically, you walk through the teleporter and it goes to here. All that was missed, it was just me monologuing about how teleporter textures don't always align correctly, which is incredibly annoying. I have no idea why that kind of stuff happens, but I guess we'll see what happens. Hopefully the stream won't commit suicide again like it did just now. That was incredibly annoying. I'm completely sorry for that issue. I am hopefully not going to have that experience again. I don't know why it cut out. I don't think it was a hotkey issue. At least it shouldn't have been a hotkey issue. Anyways, back to Doom modding. So, like I said, I fixed the teleporter issue. Instead of having this room of demons that come at you, which is just imps at the moment, wherever the hell the room is. Oop. There we go. So instead of having the demons come at you from this room, they're going to come at you in this room instead. So we'll just need to hopefully copy paste all this, and I'll make a similar looking or floor texture to this, and then we'll just have the demons come in and surround you from there. So hopefully it works out. Hopefully there's, again, no issues with the stream. I have no idea what happened there. I think it might have been a hotkey issue, but I'm not going to say anything. Hopefully it just doesn't happen again. That's all I know. And yeah, there we go. Those are the exact dimensions. 128 by 136 hexagon. There we go. Okay. So the floor texture here, I actually might leave it at the default floor. Even though this is the default floor, oh, everyone hates the default floor. Everyone uses that. I think it looks nice. There might be a slightly cleaner floor. Actually, no, there isn't. There's skulls, but that's not what we're going for. Not yet, anyway. Will I be a jerk and add like a cyber demon pit? Oh, hell yeah. Definitely I'm adding a cyber demon pit. That's the ultimate goal of all these. And again, hopefully the stream does not cut out. I might check back periodically just to make sure that everything's working okay, like right now. Just because I don't want that issue to happen again. I have no idea why that shit keeps happening, but it seems to be healthy now. So yeah, hopefully we don't have those random weird cutout issues again. Back to Doom. So I'm thinking imps again. Definitely imps. So I am going to not do that. I'm going to, I think, just copy and paste all of these bits over here, and I'll just move them up. That's just an issue of deleting everything that isn't necessary, so just make a little teleport point there. Delete that, and delete that, and delete that, and delete these three things, and there we go. Perfect. And I don't know what I wish there was a randomizer for the teleport destination so it could randomly choose a direction to face in, but I think we'll have the Doom Marine facing that way. Yeah, that should be nice. That should be just fine. So, hopefully this will work. Hopefully the stream does not want to commit again, and hopefully my teleporter still works. So yeah, you start off, you get the shotgun, you get, or the super shotgun even, some shells, you get the supercharge, and okay, the switch, or where the switch was, does not work. The texture seems right, and if I go over the teleporter, yep, demon room. So it's to the same effect. It's not the same atmosphere as the lowering walls to reveal a whole hall of imps, but it's pretty close, and it gets the point across, at least relatively. So I'm thinking for these little bits in the floor, I might uh, mangle them up a bit. And that's just adding a bit of extra detail because, as it is, as you can see there, there's that really harsh line from where the wood ends and the floor tile begins. So I'm gonna see if I can do even just like the simplest bit of outlining in the line depths can really just add a whole lot of extra detail to these maps. The only problem is you have to kind of really make sure that everything works out correctly, because if they line up with the wall, then weird things can happen, or the wall of the texture you're trying to get, and that just makes everything a little bit less convenient for you. So something like this shouldn't look awful, I don't think. But yeah, just little details like this really bring a whole map together, and they make everything look nicer. I could even lower the floor texture here. I think I will lower the floor depth just a little bit, just by a half of a texture, so I think that'd just be 16. So I'm just going to lower it by about 16 little bits. There you go. Do not open, that would be awful. And let's see. So just right click on that, and then you can just edit that to make everything kind of match up a little bit better. So yeah, you've got your floor texture, which kind of leads into the floor. It doesn't look so bad. It just kind of looks like it's fading into that. So yeah, little details like that really do matter in the end of things. They really do make maps look a whole lot nicer. And I think I'll even lower this, maybe even raise it up. I might raise it up just a little bit. Let's try that. And then just fixing up the side depths, that way it's aligned correctly. And then this floor texture will look even better because since this is a 16th up, it will align with the floor, and it'll make everything look nice. Instead of just kind of fading into the floor, the wood is almost in a sense kind of corrupting itself into the floor. Or not even that, but just it looks nicer. It makes everything align correctly, and you don't have to worry about textures looking bad. Because that's the difference between a good Doom WOD and a bad Doom WOD. I'm not trying to say that I'm some kind of an expert, but definitely anyone has a sense of just how things look artistically. So if you mess up a floor texture, or the floor texture just kind of goes directly into the floor, it looks really shitty, and it looks completely unprofessional. So let's try wood 9. That should be fine. Yeah, it's like floor paneling leading into more floor. Alright. So everything should be fine there. We shouldn't have to worry about any more, hopefully, no more stream issues. I think. Yep, we are still good. Yeah, it's just a slight paranoia. I'm sure over time that'll kind of disappear. But yeah, definitely the big difference between a good Doom WOD and a bad Doom WOD is how well you understand how things line up artistically. Because if they don't line up correctly, then things start to look like shit. For example, the beginning WOD that I made, map 1, it's big. It's supposed to be a space. Obviously, the sky texture looks like shit, but it lines up correctly in the WOD. But it's not the greatest thing ever, and I'm most likely going to do a remaster of it and add little things, because this is just kind of minimalistic space military base design. It doesn't look that great. But then if you immediately compare to the second WOD I made, or the second map I made, which is supposed to be kind of like the sewer level, but better. You've got details, you've got the bodies, you've got the shotgun guy with his shotgun on the side so you can pick that up. You've got your starting room, which is nice. You've got all these little secret rooms. Already, maps can be a whole lot better. Your first WOD is never going to be anything good. It's always going to look kind of shitty. But as you start making more maps like this, like look at that. I even add the little outline to the slime. The slime doesn't hurt you or anything, but it just looks more realistic and everything lines up correctly. That's kind of the big lesson to take away. As soon as you start modding or doing Doom mods, things are going to look kind of gross. That's just a given. But as you get into it more and you start to learn more, maps start to look a whole lot better. Like, I think this map definitely does it justice. And kind of the whole point of this WOD is that it's supposed to be like a story. So if I go back to the first WOD that I did, there is a little sewer section in the base right there, where there's just a huge pit of sewage that just kind of falls into nothingness, and that becomes a bit of a problem later on in the level. But actually, I've been needing to do this forever. I need to move this right there, make it easier for people to walk through. Anywho, the sewage goes down into the second map. It's just little things like that, little details. So if you're trying to make a story with your Doom WOD, like right here, it goes into the floor, and while you're in this room getting the key card, you can look up and you can see, oh, there's the huge sewage pit. Maybe that's where the sewage was earlier in the WOD. It's draining out into there, that kind of thing. If you're doing a WOD like that where there's different levels leading into each other, definitely try and make a bit of a story. Map 3 starts off where you get out of the refinery and you go into this kind of like loading bay type thing where people are trying to, or the UAC is trying to get their supplies loaded up and all that. You've got Monster Cave, Blood Fuzz, stuff like that. Most likely whenever I'm done finishing these WODs, I'll do like a let's play of them. Or I could even do them now, actually. Instead of just showing you what I'm talking about, I might as well go into detail with what I'm talking about. So, let me do one quick stream check, just to make sure that everything is still working and still good. Alright. So, anyways, let's get into the Doom WODing. So, if I'm correct, everything should be nice and playable. And then, I should be able to explain the story. So, my idea with this WOD is just kind of as an experiment. I wanted to do, at least my plan is to do at some point, I'm thinking some kind of a mod, not just a WOD pack like this, but a mod to do more characters and stuff like that, and I think it'd be cool. So you start off in this little UAC-based loading bay type thing. Right behind you, though, is some armor, which I thought was pretty cool. That's my first secret I think I ever made, and it definitely works. You cannot, the textures are aligned perfectly. You cannot see where the secret is. The moving lights. Oh, I hate that bit. There's a lot of this first map I hate with a Bane, but everything else kind of makes sense. Another thing, kind of a point to make out, if you have dead bodies all over the place, maybe possibly add pickups that make sense. Like, for example, this is just a regular pistol guy. Here's an ammo clip. It makes sense. He died, he dropped his ammo clip. In the closet, boom, 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 boom. They are dead. I usually don't take damage there, but more reason to collect every item in the level. Anyways, right here in the little computer bay area type thing, you've got the little demon portal. Woo, spooky. Another good point to point out here, you've got a dark room. There's a light. Have different sectors lead into different lights. That's definitely something you want to do. And this isn't the most detailed room in the world, obviously, but it just looks nice. And I'll probably make that metal in the future. The artistic direction of this WOD has changed drastically over the time I've been making it. Anyways, kill the imps and the gunner dudes. And here, oh, it's just a little lost soul. But no, as soon as you shoot your shotgun, you immediately alert a ton of specters. And I'm probably going to die here because I wasted my shotgun shells. Maybe. Actually, I might just be able to live. I'm probably jinxing myself in saying that. Oh, no, I actually will be able to live. Huzzah. I wasted my shotgun shells, though, so I'm definitely going to need to shoot these shotgun dudes quickly, or at least get them to shoot the Pinky Demon. There you go. There you go. That worked out perfectly. Usually that doesn't happen, like at all. Anywho's, once you go through there, you're in the little sewer area. There's your key, but if you go down, it opens up two doors. One door allows you to exit, and the door here reveals monsters. Oh, wow. Guess I should have healed. Oh, I was looking at my damn it. I was looking at the health or the ammo, and I didn't see that was my health. Anyway, let's just pretend that never happened. And the big issue I've been having is that this skull guy was in the way over here, and you couldn't get through. But now it just I fixed it. It's easier to walk through. Anyways, health, shotgun shells, dead marine dude over there. Makes sense. You've got armor and stuff that he dropped. That door opened up over there, by the way. But first, turn behind you. You've got a computer room. Shoot this guy. You get a chain gun. I should have marked this as a secret. Anyway, in that door, you've got a Caco demon and a demon, and then a couple of pistol guys. So, stun lock the Caco, stun lock the demon, and we're good to go to the secret room, or the quote-unquote secret room. So, go through there. You've got armor. Now, the actual secret room is right here. Chainsaw. So, there's obviously, within the vanilla game, no way that gunners would be able to use chainsaws, but it just kind of makes sense. These dudes, kill all of them. That usually doesn't happen. Shotgun guy, and then a lost soul right there. Red key card. Jump up on that box. And I should probably add like a secret up here, like some rocket ammo or something like that. Because you probably wouldn't expect to jump up on a box and then another box, unless you saw it. I don't know. I'll figure it out. It could be like an obvious secret. Anywho's, you go through there, you go back, and then you go out this door. Once you go through, though, you've got a dead imp and another dead soldier who's dropped his armor, even though he's still wearing it. Once you go through there, it's a big room full of demons and flashing lights. So obviously the flashing lights is just for atmosphere, but then you've got the demons going through. And there's some specters in another room, too. So again, it's all these little details come together to make a really cohesive and believable environment. And that's kind of what you want to go for with these Doom WODs. Obviously, technology has improved since 1993 and 1994. So doing things like this is a lot easier and a lot more possible. I am using, I believe, GZ Doom editor. And then once you get that last secret, just exit the level like that. So obviously you're not going to beat that in 30 seconds. I would be very surprised if someone was able to beat that in 30 seconds. But as of now, that's kind of how it works. So little details like that on Doom WODs really start to bring them together and really make them a whole lot more interesting, because if you don't do stuff like that, your WOD just kind of looks like, oh, it's another WOD that John Carmack made in 1993. Oh, who really gives a shit? But with things like that, it just looks a lot nicer. And obviously I could go on and on about Doom editing tips, and I might do a stream like that in the future where I do talk about Doom editing tips and things along those lines. I'm not 100% sure. But as of right now, what I can guarantee, though, is I'm going to be doing a lot more of these different streams. But we're not ending right now. We are going to continue, and I'm going to most likely move on to the next WOD. And hopefully, again, the stream doesn't cut out. It didn't this time, so let's hope that it doesn't do it again. So the second map is a sewer level type thing. And I think I'll stop talking about them right here. And then we'll just go into some just regular Doom 2 gameplay, and then I think we'll call that a stream. Anyways. So yeah, you start off, you've got the armor. So obviously I reset. So you reset from nat 0 with your weapons. 60 bullets and 24 shells. So I was pretty liberal with the amount of, let me think, ammunition that you get. And obviously, as the levels go on and get harder, I'm going to get more liberal with the weapon placement. Obviously, within Doom levels, you want to make sure that you are very liberal with your weaponry and your armor and health and stuff like that. It really just depends on the situation. So if you've got tons of little enemies that are crippling your health and essentially killing you every time, you might want to be a little bit more liberal with your power-ups and your health. If there are lots of big enemies, then you might want to be a little bit more liberal with your ammo. And vice versa. If you don't have a lot of enemies or a lot of little enemies draining your health, you might not want as much health kits. But anyways, you get down here and you see Toxic Sludge, but the guy over here he died from something else. Look around the corner. Pinkies. And a chain gun guy. Now, if I line up my shot correctly, I'll be able to escape pretty scot-free. So, boom. No, I hit the hitbox of the pinky. Obviously, the pinkies are supposed to be kind of the bullet shield for the chain gunner that way. Oh, he killed the imp. That's convenient. So the chain gunner is just kind of the bullet shield for all these. That way you kind of have a bit of a harder time getting through. You've got the door here. When you open that, uh-oh, imps and a lost soul. Obviously nothing too bad. But when you turn the corner, though, in this room, you've got a bit of a dilemma. There's guys, but there's barrels. Blow up the barrels, blow up the monsters. Simple stuff like that to make things a little bit more interesting. Your first secret, right here in this wall. And again, artistic choices have changed, so I could have made these regular wall textures, but I made them rails. Like maybe this was some kind of a supply closet, and these two guys are dead in there. Something like that. You go through, you pick up the key, you wrap around, you go through there. And sometimes I like to blow those up to make that little wraparound bit a little bit, or that wraparound bit a little bit easier. Just with the yellow key, go through yellow door. Health kit if you need it. Over here, though, there's a super shotgun, but there's shotgun guys blocking it. Line up your shot correctly, and sometimes you can get all three of them, sometimes you don't. But with that supercharge, I have a bit more health, so I'm able to be a bit less precise. Come back up, pow. And that's a slight flaw. With your lifts, you want to be careful because, as you can see there, that texture is joined with this one. So when the lift goes up, and you'll notice it, or if I jump, right there, it kind of came back up. Anywho's, red door, 2 imps. Dispatch of them immediately. Other door, more imps. Dispatch of them also immediately. But it's a secret area, so obviously you won't be able to see that. Back here, you've got a whole room filled to the brim with cacodemons and imps and all the sort. And if you go through the correct way and you don't see any of that, uh-oh, you've got teleporters, you've got all this stuff. How will you ever survive? Nope, obviously you're gonna survive. But if you're not me and you don't play like shit. But anyway, back here is another secret, the second to last secret in this level. So as you can see, my just kind of the lesson here is, as you go on in your Doom building experience, your levels are going to look a lot better. This is one of my favorite levels, just because I think artistically, and with its secrets, with its exploration, I think this is one of my best levels. You've got barrels down here, so killing all these demons is fun. It's not a chore, it's not like a hassle. The last secret over here is a chain gunner. You get the chain gun. Let's dispatch of these demons promptly. And yeah, even like the little bits where the slime fades into the floor. That's cool. Anyway.